Hello, I'm Darius Johnson, and I'm going to cover Allied Medical Waste Transport's Veterinarian Division case study. The first thing that I'm going to do is address the major problems that this company will face over the next 5 to 10 years. The first of which being that there are no laws compelling veterinarians to develop any waste disposal procedures. This is a problem because it strictly becomes voluntary for veterinarians to want to dispose of waste properly. This is a problem for AMWT because Kathy West has given numbers of 30, 40, and 50% market penetration, and now these targets become questionable. With those targets being questionable, that brings in the question of whether this division can even be financially feasible. And with the feasibility of the financials and whether or not they can grasp the market share that they're looking for, that brings in the question of the sustainability of the strategy as a whole. Next, I'm going to give you some analysis. I will give you the company's mission and vision statement, objectives, current strategy, the SWOT analysis, financial analysis, competitive analysis, the implementation problems that I believe that the company faced, and also evaluation and control procedures that it could put in place to better benefit the company in the future. AMWT's mission is to provide the public with proper biomedical waste disposal services as conveniently as possible at competitive prices. This company's main concern is the safety of not only its clients, but the ecosystem as well. AMWT tries to ensure the safety of both its clients and the ecosystem by using a top-of-the-line incinerator that gets rid of the waste right there on the spot. It also gives extensive training and certifications and does extensive testing as far as health and drugs go to ensure that its employees know what to do in case of an emergency and that they are the top-of-the-line employees. AMWT also gives back to the community by lending some of its training program and control procedures out to any of its clients that are willing to take the advice on what they could do to better dispose of their waste properly. AMWT's objectives were for the veterinarian division to be financially dependent by the end of the second year, and to see a net profit after taxes by the end of 10% by the end of the third year. The current strategy for achieving this is to achieve 30% of the market in the first year, 40% in the second year, and 50% in the third year. They plan to achieve this by going through telemarketing support, sales calls, and mail-out campaigns. The strengths of AMWT are that it has capacity, capabilities, technology, service, and track records, and industry expertise that a lot of its competitors do not have. Their weaknesses are that they rely mainly on marketing techniques that are of the past, that have worked for them in past experiences, and they haven't done any research on what the veterinarian market looks like. The opportunity that lies in front of them is a huge one because they have already jumped on it, and as such, they don't have any competitors that are looking to dispose of any veterinarian waste. So that allows them to be a leader in the market. The threat here also is that while they are the first to implement or try to implement a strategy in this market, that leaves room for failure. And if their competitors are evaluating what they're doing, they may be able to see where they failed and where they succeeded and then implement their own strategy to better achieve success than what AMWT is doing. Competitive analysis. Its major competitors upon entry were Waste Management and, I believe, BMI. The problem is that they own a significant portion of the industry, and so they were basically a monopoly when AMWT made its entry into the market. However, it does have a distinct advantage over them because, as I said earlier, it has a top of the line incinerator, and most of the competitors that ANWT has do not have that type of technology. While they do have a distinct advantage, they must always keep their competitors in mind, because the second that you feel that you have an advantage that's too great for your competitors to overcome is the second that you lose that advantage. For the financial analysis portion, I noticed that they were looking for a net profit after taxes of 10%. So I gave the profit margin for each year from the estimated revenues that Ms. West gave. The profit margin for year 1 is 20.24%, year 2 27.79%, and year 3 33.77%. These are based off of the pro forma income statements that Ms. West gave. The 33.77% gross profit margin that is seen at the end of year 3 is way above the 10% that they are looking for. So if they can achieve the market penetration they are looking for, then this company or this division of the company will be well off. The implementation issues and problems that I believe they ran into were they did not consider that most people do not actually enjoy sales calls. Many will hang up before you even get a chance to explain what it is that you're selling. The same thing can be said about mail. A lot of times mail is overlooked, especially if it's not bills or if it's a head of a company and they really don't have the time to actually look, or they think something's junk. The other problem that I believe that they faced was they didn't put any consideration towards the market that they were going into. They just tried to use strategies that have worked for them before in the past. Evaluation control procedures that they could use to better benefit themselves. In order to keep their resources from being wasted, I believe that they should give this strategy a little more time to work. I'd say about 3 months or so. After that, they should evaluate whether they have gained a significant market share over that time. And if it works, then they keep it. If not, they should go ahead and scrap it and implement a new strategy. The alternative solutions that I came up with for AMWT would be to lower the percentage of the market that AMWT is looking to seize each year, increase supervision, evaluate the rate at which sales calls and mails are going out, and then double those efforts, evaluate their major competition and see what those companies' marketing activities look like, and also research the industry and see what it is that veterinarians are looking for from disposal waste companies. Or waste disposal companies, sorry. Pros and cons of each solution. Lower the percentage of the market that AMWT is looking to seize each year. The pro to this solution is that it's the easiest route. It doesn't take much effort. It also doesn't take much resources, and therefore it is a safe option. The cons are there would be large amounts of potential profit lost if you dropped your market penetration targets from where they are at significantly. Also, if the market penetration targets were dropped and the mark was still missed, that would bring in the question of if you had left the market penetration targets where they were at, would they have possibly hit the targets? Increase supervision, evaluate the rate at which sales calls and mail are going out to the clients, and double those efforts. The pros of this strategy are that increased supervision most of the time can motivate employees because they know that they are being watched. It also increases efficacy because there's not a lot of slack time when you know you're being watched as well. And minimal mistakes will be made because supervisors can correct something if they see it going wrong. The cons of this are the quality of work may decrease because some employees aren't like most other people. Under pressure, some people strive and then others completely fall on their face. Supervision may be viewed as a punishment by some of the employees, and they may start exhibiting selfish behaviors such as stealing things every now and then, small things, or just perhaps taking breaks whenever they feel like it because they feel like they are owed that. While one employee may not be a problem, that's an issue because their coworkers may pick up on those habits, and then next thing you know, all of your employees are feeling that way towards the company. Evaluate the major competition and see where those companies are finding success in marketing, and research the veterinarian market and come up with a strategy that combines the two findings. The pros of this are it makes you more aware of what your competitors' marketing activities are. It also makes you aware of the veterinarian market as well as the industry as a whole. And if you actually are able to combine those two factors, it gives you a great chance at staying ahead. It gives AMWT a great chance of staying ahead. The cons of this are it would require an extensive use of resources. It would require people, lots of labor hours, more than likely lots of money in order for AMWT to keep up with research and development of a new strategy. On top of that, they might forget to implement their own marketing strategy and just get caught up in what other competitors are doing. And that can be just as bad, and they can fall back into where they are now, which is a strategy that's not working because it wasn't developed for the specific market they're trying to enter. The recommended course of action I would suggest would be the third option, which is evaluate the major competition and see where those companies are finding success in marketing for certain divisions. Begin research on the veterinary market and come up with a strategy that combines the two findings. I believe that this option is better than the first option because the first option is really easy, it doesn't require much effort, but at the same time, as I said, if you cut the market penetration targets, most likely you will be losing out on great potential profits, which will not sit well with the board of directors. I believe it's better than the second option because some employees, as I stated earlier, may not take the increased supervision too well, and that you could see a backlash, or AMWT may even see a rebellion, which no company wants. The last reason that I believe this is the most sound option is it gives you a full understanding of a company's true position in the area of that industry, and it also provides insights to how to better reach out to the veterinarian clients. The implementation plan. I believe AMWT should go through a trial period of about 3 months. Let the plan run its course that they have in action now. At the end of the 3 months, evaluate whether there has been a significant increase in market share, and if there has been, then go ahead and keep that strategy. If not, I believe that they should scrap it and begin the new strategy, which could have already been in place. I would recommend they have 2 teams working as soon as they start on either strategy. Rick's team would be in charge of continuing the current strategy over the next 3 months. Jones' team would research, analyze, evaluate the market, its competitors, what they're doing for their marketing activities, and the overall industry, and see what it is that veterinarian clients are looking for. And at the end of the 3 months, AMWT would be able to make a specific decision on which strategy that they should go with. As far as what resources would be needed, I believe that Joan would probably need more of the people. So she would need more employees. Of the money, I used the $100,000 that was given from the working capital. $60,000 of it would go to Joan for research and development purposes of a new strategy, and then 40,000 would go to Rick so he could continue the current strategy that they are working on. That's it. Thank you.